Welcome to Her Impact, the podcast where we celebrate stories of incredible women in science, pioneers, visionaries, everyday heroes whose curiosity and courage have shaped the world around us. I'm your host, Cassandra Gileos, and it's been a very long time since we said anything, any stories, but I'm back now for good. So this is a new era for Her Impact, which is going to focus only on women science life stories from now on. So, and today we're starting this new era, which I'm very excited about it, to this journey through time and landscape of the story of Jane Goodall. So, this credible scientist that I really admire, and I want to start with this one because she's such a great and inspiring, motivated woman science. And for any woman in science or a girl, she's like I don't know how to express my admiration for her, and that she's such a figure that we can all inspire and motivate by her. Anyway, let's go dive to her life. So, from early days, when she was living in London, this is a post-war London, and Jane started her life story there, a tale of passion and groundbreaking discoveries that reshape how we view our closest living relatives, the chimpanzees. Now, let's start with Jane Goodall life story at the beginning. She was born on April 3rd of 1934 in London, England. Even as a child, Jane has this rebellious spirit, the hunger of understanding the natural world that went far beyond the ordinary. In the bustling recovery stress of a post-war London, where many found solace in simple routines, young Jane discovered her escape in the pages of wildlife books. Imagine her sitting there on her desk, curled up on her armchair, eyes wide with wonder, just reading tales of exotic lands and the creatures who inhabited them. As a child, Jane's father gave her a stuffed toy chimpanzee named Jubilee as an alternative to the teddy bear. Jane has said her fondness for it sparkled her early love of animals, commenting that, and I'll quote her, my mother's friends were horrified by the toy, thinking it would frighten me, give me nightmares. But the Jubilee is still sit on good on Jane's dresser in London, so she still has her little chimpanzee toy. Now, this early love for animals wasn't just a passing whim. It was a spark that ignited a lifelong passion, a deep-seated desire to understand life in its most raw and unfiltered form. Without the luxuries of modern scientific training, Jay's intuition and natural history set her apart. Her journey will soon lead her to a path that she never imagined, a path towards Africa, which is very exciting for a young girl, where she wants to see wildlife up close. Because Africa is like the wild that provide lessons that textbooks just cannot capture. In her early 20s, Jane answered the call of a world beyond London. She went to Africa to this land of beauty and mystery. And, well, that was her dream. with little more than notebooks and determination and a sense of wonder, Jane set her sights on a continent where nature thrived in its most elemental form. Now, her journey ended up in Kenya and at the end to Tanzania. It was here that she found Dr. Louis Leakey, a renowned anthropologist and paleontologist. He recognized the raw passion and her ability to observe and empathize with animals, and he offered Jane the opportunity that changed her life, the chance to study chimpanzees in their natural habitat. This meeting was more than a random encounter. It was a pivot turning point that set the stage to a revolution chapter in primatology. With his mentorship and a wavering belief in her potential, Jane embarked on a journey to one of the most remote research sites on Earth. Actually, in 1958, he sent Jane to London to study primate behavior and primate anatomy. He raised funds in 1960 for her to go to Gomstim National Park to become the first, what we call back there, the primates. In 1962, he also sent her, which then by then Jane that did not have any degree, he sent her to the University of Cambridge to receive her bachelor on natural sciences and her doctor in ethology. When Jane arrived at the Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania, a wild setting that would become her stage for these influential studies in animal behavior, she was accompanied there by her mother, and Jane credited her mother actually that she encouraged her to pursue career in primatology. Back then, it was only a male-dominated field at the time, and and Jane has said that women were not accepted in that field when she started research in the late 1950s. And as of 2019, another pioneer moment in Jane's life, the field of primatology is made up almost evenly women and men, in part thanks to Jane and her encouragement of young women to join the field. Now, at the national park, Jane's research challenged two long-standing beliefs of the day: that one, humans could contrast and use tools only, and that chimpanzees were vegetarians. Now, marching there in the park, in the misty forest, there, than sea creatures. Every day, Jane ventured into this dense world, her senses finally attuned to these rhythms of chimpanzee's life. It wasn't long before she made one of the most groundbreaking discoveries: that chimpanzees, like humans, use tools. Jane observed a chimpanzee selecting a twig, modified it, changing it, then using it to extract insect from a crib. Until then, the belief that was that the tools we use only as humans, not animals. So this was very challenging for science and scientific community, blurring the lines between us and our primate relatives. But Jane insights didn't stop there. Through years of patient observation, she unveiled the rich in chimpanzee social life. She documented these primates from complex social bonds to display emotional like joy and sorrow, and even exhibit a form of catch-up behavior, passing down the techniques and behaviors from one generation to the next. So this observation stated the notions about animal intelligence. It challenged them and passed the way of for a new understanding about evolution, society, and even what it means to be human. So Jane's work at Goebel was not only scientific revelation, but it was also a genesis of life's lifelong mission to protect the natural world. So not only she try understand it, which is a very important element for to go to protect the world, the natural world, because now we understand it more because of Jane. As her discoveries went through the scientific community, which were very challenged by scientists as a woman in science back then, Jane felt a profound responsibility to act on her insights. Moving beyond the confines of research, she founded the Jane Goodall Institute, which is dedicated to wildlife conservation, education, and community-centered progress. She also launched the Roots and Shoots program, which empowers young people globally to engage in environment and humanitarian initiatives. Through these organizations, Jane's voice was resonated with millions. Her work serves as a reminder that protection of our planet isn't a duty of one, but a collective responsibility of all of us. A call that every living being is an integral part of our global family. So today, the legacy of Jane's Goodall lives on. Not just scientific textbooks or conservative policies, but in the hearts and minds of those who inspire to see the world through a lens of wonder and compassion. Her journey teaches us that curiosity can defy traditions, that empathy bridges the gap between human and animals, and that every courageous step into the unknown can leave an indelible mark on the world. From reshaping our understanding of tool use and the social complexity to ignite a global movement for environmental stewardship. Jane's life is a masterclass in the power of preserving and the importance of questioning the status quo. Her story challenges us to consider our own relationship with nature. Are we too willing to listen to the quiet wisdom of the wild? To see the boundaries we have drawn between ourselves and the rest of the living world to challenge them? So, this brings us today to the end of her impact. Jane's remarkable life, from a curious child in London to pioneer research in the heart of Africa, and finally to a global advocate for nature, remind us that individual passion can transform the entire world of understanding, and that women in science always, in the past, in the present, and in the future, will always make a difference as long as they have opportunities like Jane had. Just a glimpse of opportunity that Jane had back then with her mentor funding her to get education and work back then. So I hope this journey inspire you, and please subscribe, leave a review, or share your episode wherever you want to do to nature lovers and change makers. If you continue with your day, consider this. Every small act to protect our planet contribute to a legacy, like Jane has, that changed the world. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep exploring the wonders of natural world. Thank you.